Our top story this hour, a senior anti-Iran American senator has been named as one of the most corrupt members of the U.S. Congress. A report by a watchdog group says Democrat Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey is on the list of 13 most corrupt members of Congress. The report by Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics accuses Menendez of accepting free flights on a private jet. It also said he intervened with federal officials to help his close friend and biggest campaign contributor, Salomon Melgen. The senator had also previously been accused of corruption and contact with underage prostitutes. However, he's never faced a court over the corruption allegation. Menendez is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Meanwhile, another anti-Iran senator, Kirk, who's already admitted to lying about his military service record, is teaming up with Menendez to push for more anti-Iran sanctions. Menendez and Kirk are known as the main architects of these sanctions. They're now pushing for new measures to cut the Iranian oil export in half over Tehran's nuclear energy program. Hamid Reza Emadi, Press TV's newsroom director, is with us now live from Tehran. Mr. Emadi, what do we know about these lawmakers that we just mentioned there?
Well, Bob Menendez and Kirk are the two U.S. senators behind the inhumane sanctions against the Iranian nation. According to the U.S. watchdog Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics, Menendez is one of the most corrupt American congressmen. He has been engaged in cases of financial corruption and underage sex. On the other hand, Kirk, who participated in U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, has publicly admitted to have lied about his military experience in Iraq. And those two corrupt and liar senators are the main architects of the illegal U.S. sanctions on Iran. But that's not all. There are reports that both Menendez and Kirk receive orders from Israeli lobbies, which is something that needs to be investigated by the U.S. government, because if those reports are true, then Menendez and Kirk have compromised U.S. national interests. Remember, not only do sanctions hurt ordinary civilians in Iran, particularly cancer patients, hemophiliacs, and diabetics who do not have access to proper medication because of the financial restrictions imposed on Iran's medical sector, they enormously hurt private sector companies and businesses in the United States. They have been prevented from participating in Iran's lucrative market. Those sanctions are killing Iranian children and American businesses only to satisfy the Zionist lobby that's sucking up America's wealth and damaging its global standing. Although there are signs that the U.S. government has realized that America has to put an end to Israeli interferences, we are seeing the situation is not getting any better in terms of sanctions being lifted, but the U.S. government is not perhaps capable of defeating the Zionist lobby and lifting those sanctions as were promised during the recent nuclear talks with the Iranian party. The Iranian party is serious about the talks. It is engaging in nuclear talks and it expects the United States and the Western party to reciprocate the goodwill and talk seriously with the Iranians and lift the sanctions at the end of the day. These sanctions are inhumane. They're against all international standards, and the whole international community expects the U.S. to put an end to the Israeli lobby's efforts to impose more sanctions on Iran and create more crises in the world.
Press TV's newsroom director, Mr. Hamid Reza Emadi, speaking with us live from Tehran. Thank you very much, Mr. Emadi.